Hello, Internet. Welcome back to our Magiclysm playthrough. In the last couple episodes, if you remember, we had this thing where basically the resolution of the game had changed, and I could not understand why. It was still like that today. I thought maybe it was just an issue with my computer, and I, have restarted since then and relaunched Cataclysm, and I tried shifting to windowed and full screen and everything to get it back, and I could not get it to come back, and I do not know why or what has happened. So unfortunately, for the time being, what I have done is increased the size of the text, which I believe also increases the size of the tiles, although this looks very small to me compared to what I'm normally playing. And it's not because of zoom or anything like that. It is just a different resolution, and it seems like there are way more tiles than I would normally have. So for the time being, I've increased the size of everything to make it a little bit more visible. I'm sure it's going to be an adjustment period for all of us, so please don't hate me, don't freak out, don't leave me negative comments, don't hit that dislike button, like, comment, and subscribe because you love me. And so we're going to be rolling with this, and it's going to be an adjustment, but it is what it is, and I don't know how to fix it, and I'm sorry. So what I think I will do is I'm going to try at some point a fresh install, and I'm going to try, I'll go over Vormithrax's video where he talks about fonts and everything, and I'll try to sort that out. But for the time being, this is what we've got. Please don't hate me. I'm trying my best. I'm bad at YouTube. Don't hate me. So that's what we're going to be doing. In this episode, we are, still very far from our base. We are tired, very hungry, and thirsty because we've spent the last 10 hours in game reading. But since the sun is up, what we're going to do, we're going to eat, drink, take care of our needs, and then we're going to head back to base where we will sleep for the night because I don't want to be stuck out here in limbo. We've explored, even look how small the map is. This is an obvious indicator that things are different, and I do not understand why. Didn't update, didn't change anything. It just automatically changed everything. I see the text over here is real big, but the map text and stuff is not what I had my settings to. And it's very frustrating to me because I hate change. Anyway, we hit a school, we got a bunch of books, and hit some houses. This town, because it is a hospital, not very interesting to me. Don't want to be there. The monster density that is going to radiate out from the hospital is it's more than I want to deal with. So what I think we're going to do, we're going to head back to our temporary base area over here, and then we will head back. We'll sleep and stuff up here, and then we will head back to the lab, and we will plunge back into the lab. We've taken 4 or 5 episodes off where we took a break, we did some things, we got some food that we can bring with us, stuff like that, and we're going to go back to that central lab and continue exploring because from what I have heard in the comments and things, the central lab is enormous, and there is often, because it's so big, is going to have a lot of, probably a lot of barracks and CBM closets and all that good stuff that, I ate canola seeds. That was, oops. Sometimes I try to navigate this menu using the numpad, and you can't because if you hit the numpad, it will activate the numbered objects. So we will drink some fruit juice until we are not thirsty. Man, we're really thirsty, huh? We'll drink all of that, and then we'll head back to our other base. Is there anything that we left here previously that would be valuable? The chitin has some value. Chunk of meat we'll take. Chunk of fat we'll take. Rum and cola. I think we pretty well picked this place clean. I don't know if we have another one of those. We'll take that. Break a leg is a dodge book, which, is meaningless to us at this point. Turn out boots. No, we have hooves. I guess we'll take the sponge. I don't know if we have a sponge back at our other base. A robe? No. Rag? No. Okay, so we're going to drive back to... Please don't wield meat while you're doing things. Need to repair our machete as well, and we need to start putting batteries in our recharger. Just because, that's right, we were trying to work on the vehicle. Maybe before we head back to the lab, we will put some more solar panels on this vehicle. We'll train our mechanics up, plug in all the solar panels we have, and then we'll go back to the base. So I think that's a plan. That's what we're going to be doing. Zombie and an iBot, you two have fun. Just some kids playing, basically. Would like to harvest the solar panels from this vehicle, but I think we have 3 or 4 back at the other area that are... We should harvest them. I don't know if we have space in our vehicle for them. I don't know how voluminous. No, don't stop driving while going 12 miles an hour. Let's stop, and we will... Oh, we don't have 5.56 either. I don't want to waste my battle... Well, you know what? Based on my experience with the 5.56, the battle rifle is not as good as I thought it was originally. I thought it was this like powerhouse weapon that can one-shot kill most basic enemies. It turns out not so much. We should take the iBot as well. No, it's too voluminous. We're not gonna... What will we get? AI core, which I don't know what that's for. Rotors, that's interesting. Identification module. I don't know what most of that is, so we're not going to worry about that. We did pulp this individual. Go back to the machete. Let's harvest these solar panels before we move on. I'm not going to bother getting out the crane and all that to grab these storage batteries. I think we have 4 in our vehicle already, which we don't need. It's interesting that these solar panels, they're very damaged. They're only putting out 71. I'm going to start calling this watts because I don't know what other W measurement of energy there is. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that they're watts. I don't know science or engineering or anything. I'm very dumb. So 71 watts. Our current vehicle with 1 solar panel on it gives us 50 watts. So these are in really bad shape. We might end up just disassembling these to try and craft our own from scratch. We're also going to take off the broken solar panel because I'm curious. Yes, stop. Hey man, why didn't it prompt me? I mean, I know I complain a lot about the prompts being annoying, but like in the middle of construction, it didn't prompt me at all. We can't move. Okay. Clearing a path. Let's run. Let's run this way so he gets distracted on that vehicle while we get our battle rifle out. Interesting. I don't really understand why it didn't prompt me. That's okay. I do complain about the prompts a lot, so it's not like I'm, you know, I gotta pick a side. You're a decayed zombie. We'll just machete this one. Didn't mean to step up there. And we will go and butcher this gentleman. Now that we have a slightly higher first aid skill, which is now 3, we should be able to get something out of him, I would imagine. And the basic... See, it prompted me that time. Yeah, where's the spider at? Where'd you come from? Wait, are you even hostile? We have enough meat. It is hostile. It is severely injured. Let's just melee it. Okay. I mean... Okay. Oh, you know what? I think I quick butchered. I meant to dissect. So, thank goodness we were interrupted. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I did the right thing. I never know. Faulty power storage CBM. That's what I was going to say. These basic shockers have a pretty good chance of dropping power storage CBMs in part of... So I talked in a previous episode about my idea for reformatting the CBMs. I don't know if I'm going to follow through on that. Honestly, I was looking into it. It seems like maybe I misunderstood something. I don't want to go into detail because then I'll just look stupid, frankly. But in looking at some of the monster CBM drops, I realized that there are a lot that already drop power storage and battery charger CBMs. So I don't know that it's as pressing an issue as I originally thought that it was. It's really good that we found this power storage CBM. We definitely want more. We basically have none, and it's very valuable to have at least some. So anyway, solar panel, when you pull off a solar panel, it gives you a solar panel. But if we pull off a broken one, I'm curious if it will give us any of the components for a solar panel, even though it won't give us a full one. And it does. It gives us 4 solar cells, which, if you remember, is about as many as we got from deconstructing those damaged solar panels. So we can definitely use that to manufacture fresh ones that will be in good condition. And I don't know if we can repair solar panels that are partially damaged. Brainless spotted, not a concern. See, it interrupted me for that one. Why didn't it interrupt me for the shocker? Did it stand up somewhere and I just didn't know it was around? I do not know. I don't know what it takes to repair a solar panel, but we're also going to be trying to do that because we want to get more energy coming into our vehicle. Okay, and let's see if we can fit these into our car. And we did have a welder. I know in a previous episode I said, oh, I don't have a welder. So maybe we can just flat out install these right now. Can I do that? Solar panel requires mechanics 4. That's right, we don't have mechanics skill. Okay. How much space do we have? 12 liters. We have enough for one here. Solar panel. How big are you? Solar panel. About 3 liters. Yeah, there's plenty of space for them. Thought they were bigger than that. So we'll go ahead and we'll plug these in. I just don't have inventory space to pick them all up at once. Which one? I've already forgotten. Okay, the bottom one. We'll drop this other solar panel. Then we'll pick up the last one. And then we'll head back to base. So, sorry if that's boring. You know, I get a little distracted sometimes looking in menus and things. And I don't think about my commentary. So let's do commentary. What's going on with me? Well, it's Sunday evening right now. I often lose track of days because I work at night and it's hard to keep things straight. But it is Sunday evening. We're going to pull right back here where we were before, right next to the other solar panels. And we will go inside and sleep. Oh, but if we sleep, then we're going to lose the daylight and we're not going to be able to work during the day. First of all, let's clear our inventory. Let's drop the remainder of this stuff that we don't actually need on our person. We will hang on to the solar cells, otherwise I will forget them. In a previous episode, I dropped that one CBM binder that I said I wanted to hold on to and look at and see what it had in it, and I never did. So let's do that now. Maybe we dropped it inside. Binder. There it is. Binder classified. Let's read that just because I want to know. Oh, so, and it's very obvious that the text is different because I used to have like this much space and my mini map currently is enormous, taking up a lot of that space. I don't know how to shrink the mini map. If you don't know, you can hit the the closing brace. Is that what they're called? The curly brace. It's on the right, the closing bracket key. Man, that makes me sound stupid. To adjust your sidebar options is basically what I was trying to say. And so we can do things like change whether or not we want the map to be displayed. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing, I guess. Stuff like that. I thought you could adjust the actual size of the map, but I guess not. How would you do that? You can set your mini map height. I don't remember where it's at. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant for the moment. Keep the solar cells. Let's check what was in this binder. Electronics to 7. Literally absolutely nothing. In spite of it saying that it has to do with CBMs, all it does is raise your electronics by 1 level. Really disappointing. Maybe that's because they removed CBM crafting from the game. Used to be you could craft, really a lot of different CBMs, and they slowly backed it off to fewer and fewer CBMs. And now there are none that are craftable in the core game. You have to use a mod to craft CBMs, which is fine. I'm of the opinion that crafting your own CBMs is a little OP, but at the same time, I feel like if my character can craft... I guess there's no electronics that really rival CBMs. Maybe EMP grenades. The fact that I can craft EMP grenades makes me think, you could probably manage like the basic CBMs, but maybe I'm just incorrect. Craft some meat. Oh, look, it just says crafting over my person, and now I have meat. So I'm guessing that's the sprite for the uncrafted things. It just says crafting, which is fine. Let's eat this cooked meat. We will not drink anything, I guess, unless there's something in this pile we can drink. Spam. No, don't drink the spam. Drink a little orange soda, a little root beer, and then we will not go to bed. That's literally the opposite of what I want to do. I want to go read the mechanics books so we can skill up and then see if we can get some of these in our vehicle before we go to bed. Because if we go to bed now, we're going to wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to work on the car. So we want internal combustion. Read. Check that out. Can bring your mechanics to 8. Oh, okay. Very high. Requires mechanics 4, which we don't have. Oh, why do you hate me, Cataclysm? Any other... I don't think we picked up any other mechanics books. DIY Compendium. None of these. Let's go through them because I don't want to miss it and then look like an idiot on YouTube. No. None of these, none of those help our mechanics skill. What about this pile? Anything? Nope. So craft raising it is. Our mechanics is 3 at 16%. Let's look at our mechanics skill. Because now we have fine screwdriving, which means we can make some of these items. Apparently we can make a chainsaw, but we're not going to do that. We're going to be making pipe rifles just because they are the easiest materials to get. Planks, pipes, and scrap metal are literally everywhere in the world. Pipes are the only thing that's even remotely scarce, and because we're near this fence, we have plenty of them. So let's go to our crowbar. We should really manufacture a new crowbar at some point. Smash. Really? Okay, let's stop. Let's wait till we get our stamina back. Let's deconstruct. Oh, you can't deconstruct fences. That's right. Of course. Well, let's smash this to get 4 pipes, and then we will start deconstructing some of these shelving units, which is fine. It will also give us sheet metal, which can be, handy to have. Deconstruct. Look at that. Construction. There are new little text pop-ups when you deconstruct or craft. So that's definitely new to me. Pick up a bunch of pipes, and we get scrap metal off of this, which we're going to need more scrap metal, but we don't get scrap metal for deconstructing. We really only get it for smashing. We'll smash one more area of fence. Am I sick? Is something wrong with my character? Why am I so struggling to smash? Probably because the crowbar is damaged. It only deals 9 bash currently. I mean, that's something, but I don't think that would really be that big of an issue. We'll wait a while. Is there any... We'll pull a table out here so we have a place to craft. That'll speed things up a little bit. And we will just craft some pipe rifles. Oh, what? Fine metal sawing. We need a hacksaw. Grab our hacksaw. Hack. That's Jack. Hack. No space. Let's drop these books and pick up the hacksaw. Yeah, so what's going on with me? This is boring. Sunday, really not a lot going on. I kind of want to get a backlog of Cataclysm episodes because I would like to record more Tome. I would like to make that push to try and get Tome to be a 7-day-a-week series. So if I have a backlog of Cataclysm episodes, it takes off that pressure of trying to do Tome, which is the fastest, 17 minutes, but requires exactly the same materials. So, okay, 9mm is winning currently. 17 minutes. So all of these are 17 minutes with the exception of the 22. Makes absolutely no sense that this is takes longer to craft, but that's okay. That's fine. We're going to make... Yeah, we're just going to go, sure, 2, 2, 3. We only have material for 1? Oh, we don't have planks. That's okay. We'll just do this for the moment. Craft 1. Let's drop these pipes and scrap metals. And let's go find... There's no planks here, huh? We must have stolen the planks? I don't know. Let's deconstruct it instead of smashing it. It will give more planks and fewer splintered wood. And then we'll just drag all this junk, really everything over here, and we'll use that as a crafting material pile. Pipe. This time we'll do 38 special. We'll make 2 of them. Yeah, trying to get a backlog of episodes. It will free me up to do other things. Like, the things I enjoy the most are playing Cataclysm and playing the game. So when it comes time to do like an experimental Cataclysm video where I have to kind of do a little research and try to understand changes to the game and then relay all that information to my viewer, those are a little boring to me, honestly, because it's not as engaging as playing... Like, Cataclysm is a great game, and playing Cataclysm is a lot of fun. That's why I do it, So having the backlog and saying, okay, well, we have all the footage we need for the game... We really should focus in on making the experimental Cataclysm video. Makes me more likely to do it. I often put them off until the very last moment, which I don't want to do. And I want to record more Tome. And just, in general, I was watching Northern Lion, Mathis Games, and Dan Giesling. They were playing Mario Maker. Sometimes I watch Mario Maker. It's a nice, fun little... it's a simple game that's, relatively innocuous, and I enjoy their banter and things like that. And so I was watching that and they were talking about being Twitch streamers and kind of how people act like they don't have time to make videos or stream or whatever, and how it's like this huge time sink, and like they're kind of poking fun at people saying like, yeah, oh, you say you don't have time, but then you watch 2 hours of YouTube every day, and it's like you could use that time to work on the channel. And they're right, and it makes me feel guilty because I'm often someone who is like, yeah, I don't know if I can do that because I kind of, I just want to relax for an hour. And it's like, yeah, but you could spend that hour, working towards a goal. Instead of installing straight away, let's pull out, first of all, let's clear our inventory. I'm getting real sick of having no inventory space. It's pretty clear. We can drop the hacksaw and sponge in here. That'll give us a tiny bit of space. We're going to pick up these solar panels. And basically we want to move them away from the vehicle because we don't want it to pull those solar panels. We want to install this one, which is in the best condition, and I don't know how it chooses which one to use. So we're going to install the perfectly functional solar panel, which I think is, did we craft this one? I think we crafted this one. Man, this is taking a long time, huh? So now we're getting plus 60. Why is it so low? Why did it go from solar panel to perfectly functional solar? So I'm confused because a minute ago when we had one functional solar panel, we were getting plus 50W. Now we have two fully functional solar panels, which you would think would double the incoming charge to 100, and it actually only moved it to plus 66. Is it because the sun is going down? Is my question. We're going to wait 30 minutes, which is a waste of daylight, which is probably a mistake. Plus 36. Okay, so it was reflective of the sun going down. It was not reflective of the solar panels being damaged in some capacity. That used to not be the case. As of a couple weeks ago, no matter what, it would show you fully charged coming in, even if it was nighttime. So, okay, that's fine. In fact, I would argue that's a pretty good change. So we will now pull these over because it no longer matters. We're just going to install the crappy ones and see if... No, because I want to be able to measure. Let's... Dang it. Let's check these. Solar panel, pretty good condition. Terrible condition. Perfect condition. And damaged. Let's pull the perfect condition one. And we're going to lose the daylight. That's okay. And we will... Let's just haul it because it's easier than picking things up. And we will haul these out of here. Did we drop all of them? We did. And if we start installing it before the sun goes down, I think we can finish without it stopping us. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, and I was watching them and they were having conversations and it's just, no, continue working, please. We'll sleep, I promise, as soon as we're done with this. And there we go. We have 3 functional solar panels. Very good. And now we will go sleep. We are dead tired, which is a little silly because we've only been up for about 24 hours. But I suppose some people just can't handle the dark. Can't handle sleeplessness. We should eat something. Do we have cooked meat? 2 cooked meat. And again, we'll just drink some soda. Root beer, soda. That should do it. And we are dead tired, so we will go sleep. And we will probably sleep until like noon tomorrow. Frankly, because anytime our character is actually dead tired, they basically sleep for like 18 hours. So no alarm. We will continue working when we get up. They just made me feel guilty. Like I feel like I should be doing more for the channel. You know, it's one of the reasons I expanded into Tome in the first place was because like I love Cataclysm and I was doing 7-day-a-week Cataclysm videos, and then I was doing like a couple days a week I would upload other videos related to Cataclysm. But I also want to expand. As much as I love Cataclysm, I like to try new things. I like to be constantly engaged with something new. I like to learn new things, and Tome seemed like a natural fit with my recording issues and everything. It just seemed like a real good fit for me, and I'm enjoying it. And I feel like I only do 4 episodes a week of Tome, and I kind of would like to push hard and try to get 7 days a week. So I'm putting up 2 episodes a day. Now I do work a job 7 days a week, which eats a lot of my time. You're probably sick of hearing my stupid headphones. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about my schedule and things like that, but it's something I think about every single day, so it's often on the forefront of my mind. So what can we talk about that's not that? I finished the Evan Delaney series. I know I was talking about that. That's a 5-book series by, I want to say, Meg Gardner. I enjoyed, so I'm not going to badmouth them or anything. Well, I probably will by the time I'm done talking. They're not bad books. I enjoyed the first one, which was dealing with a religious cult, and had a lot of interesting characters, and there was a fighter pilot and family drama, and there are moments in the book where it was a very intense, like where you really root for the characters. I think I mentioned this already, but at some point in the book, there's like a boy they're trying to kidnap him, like the bad guys are trying to kidnap the kid. And this woman is fighting so desperately to protect this little boy, and that really moved me when I read that. I was like, man, I'm really rooting for her. I want her to save this kid. It's very engaging. I'm very interested in what happens next. And that's pretty rare for me. It didn't activate the progress. Let's pull this table a little closer so that when I stand here, it will actually use the table instead of putting it in our inventory. Yeah, they got rid of the little nuts and bolts icon that used to be there. It just says crafting now. I actually like that because often nuts and bolts don't represent whatever you're crafting. Like currently we're crafting meat. And and I was like super engaged. It was like, save that kid. Like, I'm really rooting for you. You got to do it. And that's really good. I don't often feel that way. Why is it not showing up in all the way at the bottom? Why is it at the bottom? Whatever. Okay, we'll eat some meat. Honestly, we ought to just cook all of this. Let's go to our meat section in the food menu. Cook the sweetbread, cook the liver, cook the meat. Let's get the meat knocked out first. And then like book 2 was not as good, book 3 was not as good, and book 4 I thought was really good. I thought was the best in the series, but like I called the twist by like 20% of the way into the book. I was like, oh, this character is this, and I knew immediately what the twist was going to be, but it was still engaging and enjoyable. The 5th book was not good. The 5th book there were engaging moments, there were interesting moments, there was interesting story elements, but at the end of the book it basically ends with this really open-ended thing. Like there's no closure at all. It's just who knows what happens next. And I thought for sure, I came home and was like, man, there's got to be another book in the series. They didn't wrap up the relationship. They didn't wrap up the kid and the custody and all this stuff. And then there's no 6th book. It's just, that's it. It's up to you to decide what actually happened. And I actually really hate that. I think that stuff is fine. If you want to leave your book open-ended, totally reasonable. That's totally fine. Lots of books do that where, what's that? People love Inception, and Inception basically ends with a big question mark. Like, is this the real world, or is this, not the real world? And it leaves that open. Very famously, at the end, it has this moment where you don't know if it's reality or not, and people love that. But when it's a 5-book series with characters that you've basically been rooting for I was listening to them as audiobooks, so it was literally like 100 hours of my life was spent investing into these characters, and you're just going to end it without any closure at all, without any sign of what happened. Like, you don't even hint at a particular direction. You're literally just, it's over, and then you leave me with a quote about things being up in the air and not being finite at all. It's an open-ended situation. I hate that. I think that's a terrible decision. I think you basically betrayed all the people who, for 5 books, kept coming back and saying, man, I really like these characters. Man, I'm invested in their future. And then you just say, oh, well, you're never going to know what happens. Make up your own ending. I was like, that's just shit at this point. Like, that's not good at all. I think that's, like, not even that it's not good, it's actively bad. And so I was really disappointed that the book, it's just over, and I have no closure. I don't know what happens. There's no resolution to their relationship. There's no resolution to what happens with the kid. There's no resolution to who does what happened to the brother, what happened to the cousin. You just never hear from them again. And it's like, oh, that's not good. And then the fifth book ends too, like the audiobook version ended with an addendum by Stephen King where he's talking about how great the book is. And I was like, no, Stephen, you're wrong, man. This is not good. This is just a bad ending. We're going to install, before we install these other ones, we're going to check if we can repair the solar panel, Mechanics 5, and a welder. So we can just put these other ones in and then repair them when we get Mechanics 5. Actually, we should call the episode. Again, things tend to get away from me when I start talking. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll, of course, be back with more Cataclysm in the near future. And I maybe won't talk about negative book stuff in the next episode. So I'll see you in the next one.